My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Vengeance. Now, this is a movie that I was really looking forward to seeing in theaters, but it almost didn't come to a single theater near me, so I had to wait to watch it, and it was one I was looking forward to based on the fact that I love The Office, so the fact that BJ Novak was writing and directing this movie got me excited, and I also heard it explores the political divide, and that's a subject that does interest me. It could be 2022's Stillwater, but after watching this movie, I did find it to be really bad. I do like what this movie's trying to do in the first two acts about this guy who just thinks all conservatives are idiots. He thinks he understands everyone. He thinks he's got it all figured out, and he gets his worldview challenged. And it was a very simple first two acts, but good nonetheless. But then it tries to do all these twists and turns in the last act that really didn't work for me. It felt like they were subverting expectations for the sake of it. And by the end of this movie, when I look back on the rest, everything the movie is trying to do and trying to say just feels lost. It now kind of feels like a muddled mess. Now, the first two acts, you can criticize them for being simple and predictable, but at least there was a clear point to them. And now when I look back on the rest of the movie, I'm just like, okay, so does he think all conspiracy theories are automatically stupid now? Does he think all conservatives are just big dum-dums still? What does he think? What's his worldview now? And they say that he's changed, and I don't really buy it. So everything they're going from that last act just ruined so much of what came prior. And now it just feels like a complete mess. I also think the fact that they brought up the political divide, the second you bring it up, you've now made this movie political, and I wish they leaned into it a bit more, and it could fully explore the differences between the left and the right, and how people paint the other side, and you could have given us a nuanced view of both of them. But the movie doesn't really do that. And if you're not going to go that into depth with them, then maybe you should just steer away from this entire subject. You still could have had the main plot of this movie and the Texas environment without making it political. It just feels like he wanted the best of both worlds, and in the end, he didn't really dedicate himself to either way. I just felt like he did the ideas behind this movie an injustice by not fully exploring them. And I don't know, I felt like the story also being told didn't really get me invested all too much. It was a pretty generic story, and the way it played out just did nothing for me narratively as well as thematically. And then the movie's also labeled as a comedy, and it didn't make me laugh once. So I don't really think it succeeds on that level either. The performances are perfectly fine. BJ Novak carries this movie fine enough, but maybe someone else could have done a bit of a better job than he did. You also got Boyd Holbrook, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but he actually is pretty decent here. You got yourself Issa Rae, who I enjoyed in this movie. You've also got yourself J. Smith Cameron, who I thought did a good job, and you've got yourself Ashton Kutcher, who I can't think of the last time I saw him in a movie. Was it that Steve Jobs movie? Not the good one, but the other one? I think that might have been it. It's been a while, but he was legitimately really good here. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say on this movie. The directing was fine. I like some of the music that was used, and yeah, like the first two acts, I like what the movie was trying to do, and I think it could have been effective at that, but by the end, the movie just loses focus and it becomes really messy, and I feel like by going political, they did themselves a huge injustice by not fully exploring the ideas they want to explore. And if you're not going to do that, they should have just left politics out of it and still tried to tell the same story. And yeah, I don't know, it didn't really work for me. I'm going to go ahead and give Vengeance a 3.5 out of 10. Also, the title for this movie doesn't really work, Vengeance. Like, it just doesn't really fit this movie. But what did you think of Vengeance? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin